"Hey, Daniel," one of the interns, Ethan, called out with a grin too wide to be friendly. "Think you can help us? Translate this sentence for us. If you can, I swear, my salary is yours." The group burst into laughter. Daniel could see it in their eyes. They weren't expecting him to answer. They were expecting him to fail. Ethan dramatically slid the paper across the table toward him. On it was a long, complicated passage, Latin phrases intertwined with Old English, the kind of text even a graduate student would squint at. And all Daniel did was smile. The laughter died slowly, confused, unsure. They didn't know what he knew. Daniel's life before the mop. Most people only knew Daniel as the janitor with the sad eyes. What they didn't know was that he hadn't always pushed a mop. Once, years ago, he had been Dr. Daniel Carter, a respected linguistics professor who spoke 5 languages and taught at a university. But life had its storms, and his came mercilessly. His wife, Grace, passed away suddenly, leaving him alone with a 3-year-old daughter, Lily. The grief was devastating, the medical bills worse, and the need to provide for his little girl immediate. He needed a job, any job. So when a cleaning company offered stable hours and health insurance, he took it. Pride was a luxury he could no longer afford. For years he worked nights so he could spend days parenting Lily. He missed sleep. He missed the classroom, but he never missed a moment of being there for his daughter. People mocked him sometimes, but he had learned to let the comments slide, because Lily's smile meant more than anyone's opinions. The break room challenge. Ethan leaned back in his chair. "Come on, Danny boy, give it a shot. Translate this, and boom, you can live like a real employee." His friends chuckled. Daniel picked up the paper gently, studying it. The words washed over him with a familiarity that felt like coming home. He cleared his throat. And then in flawless, confident cadence, he translated the entire passage aloud, every word, every nuance, smooth as water. The room went silent, completely frozen. No laughter, no smirks, just a row of wide, stunned eyes. Ethan blinked. "What, how did you?" Daniel handed the paper back. "Classical Latin, mixed with a bit of early modern English. I used to teach this." They stared at him as if the floor had shifted. But the story didn't end there. Word of what happened spread through the office. People who had never noticed the janitor before suddenly wanted to talk to him. But Daniel wasn't looking for attention. He was looking for a chance. One afternoon, the company's senior manager, Mr. Bennett, approached him. "I heard about the translation incident," he said with a warm smile. "Is it true you were a linguistics professor?" Daniel nodded, unsure how much to reveal. Mr. Bennett continued, "We've been searching for someone to help with our international contracts, someone who understands languages, not just speaks them, but analyzes them." He paused. "I think you're that person." Daniel didn't speak. He couldn't. Not until Bennett added quietly, "It would triple your current salary." Daniel swallowed. "Sir, I'm just a janitor." "Not anymore," Bennett said. "Challenges on the path upward." The transition wasn't easy. Self-doubt returned. He hadn't been in an academic environment for years. Could he still keep up? People whispered. Some employees complained he didn't earn the position because he came from a cleaning role. Parenting pressure grew. Lily, now 7, struggled with the change in schedule. She feared he'd stop picking her up from school. Workload intensified, complex documents, tight deadlines, and corporate expectations weighed heavily. But every night, Daniel promised Lily, "Daddy, doing this so your future is brighter." And every morning, she would kiss his cheek and say, "Then I'll be brave too." Those little words carried him through the hardest days. Redemption. Months later, Daniel was no longer the janitor. He had become the company's lead linguistic analyst, reviewing international agreements, training staff, even conducting workshops. One day, Ethan, the same intern who mocked him, approached him quietly. "Sir," he said, eyes down, "I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were." Daniel smiled gently. "It's all right. What matters is who we choose to become." Ethan nodded, humbled. Before he left, Daniel added, "You know, I'd be happy to help you learn some of the basics, if you're willing." The sincerity shocked Ethan, and the young man agreed. Growth both ways began. The message. A year after everything changed, Lily proudly stood beside her father during an employee event as Daniel received a company award for excellence. She squeezed his hand and whispered, "Mom would be proud." Daniel's eyes shimmered. "I hope so, sweetheart. I really hope so." As the applause filled the hall, Daniel wasn't thinking about the promotion, or the money, or even the recognition. He was thinking about that day in the break room. The day people laughed at a janitor and discovered a professor.